So I recently took possession of the Fender Bassbreaker 30R. So it's a 30 watt combo with 4 EL84 valves, 1x12. It's got a Celestion 8 ohm V-type speaker, 12-inch speaker, which I quite like. I would say this is sort of Fender's version of the Marshall DSL, bit of an evolution of the Blues Deluxe, I guess. First impressions, pretty impressed with it, I must say. It's a reasonable looking amp. Couple things a bit kind of weird. I don't know if it needs to say, I don't know if I like that it says TM on the logo there, but it is what it is. Cosmetically, it's kind of cheap-ish. You can see that gap between the aluminium strip, or aluminum as the Americans say. It's kind of nasty. It's real sharp on the end there. I don't know why that couldn't go all the way to connect up to the other side. I think that would look a lot better. Just a kind of subtlety where the fit and finish on Fender amps like the Deluxe Reverb is a little bit higher quality. But overall, yeah, pretty impressed with this one. It's got a nice clean channel. It has a digital Hall reverb, which I kind of prefer to traditional analog spring built into a combo. Really powerful active EQ on each channel, so it doesn't work like an old school Marshall. It's kind of, you can cut or add a lot of bass and a lot of treble, and you can cut the whole signal. So if you put the EQ to 0, it will actually mute the entire channel. So we've got a bright switch on the clean channel there. Channel 2 is the high gain, or the gain channel, and then there's a button to engage high gain mode, which seems to scoop the mids a little bit, and obviously add gain. It goes nice and loud for a 30 watt amp. Kind of similar to an AC30 in a way, I guess, with the quad of EL84s. It does have a nice guitar shop smell when you crank it up. Don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but reliability wise, so far so good. I have been putting it through its paces a fair bit as well. It also has an effects loop and external cab jacks on the back, which I'll show you in a second. So just having a quick look at the back, you can see it's semi-closed. Nice amount of low end. It does have that kind of Bassman vibe that I think they were going for, where the low end kind of fuzzes and smudges and farts a little bit. It's not super tight, but in a good way. But I would say that's the biggest difference it has to something like a Marshall DSL. Like DSL 40, very similar amp overall. But I would prefer this, I think, just because the clean channel's much better, the reverb is better, and I'm happy with the gain on this. It's probably not as nice as a DSL, but it's close enough for me. It takes pedals really well. You've got the direct out there. We're probably not going to listen to that. I'm just going to assume it's not going to be great, but you can disable the cab emulation, which is excellent. I think it has a way of muting the power amp as well, so we will test that out. There's your loop foot switch. It does include a foot switch, 2-button foot switch to go between the channels and engage the high gain button. There's your speaker out jacks and impedance selector as well, and kind of gimmicky blinking standby light when it's in standby mode.